So which direction will they go? That's the million-dollar question as Republicans in Washington try to regroup now, figure out who's best to be the next House Speaker. Some pundits say current voter sentiment could be fueling the unrest on Capitol Hill, too. I know you know what I'm talking about. A recent Fox News poll shows 62% of Republican voters feel politicians in their party have betrayed them. But on the Democratic side, only 40% feel the same way. Larry Sabato, director of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia, is my guest again today. Great to see you, Larry. I mean, I think it's pretty crystal clear that what's happening out in the presidential race, where people want an outsider, at least today, that's kind of what they're saying about the speaker position, too, right?
Yes, I think there really is a connection here. And Gretchen, this has been building for years. The Republican Party was once very hierarchical, and it was very establishment-oriented. The establishment pretty much designated the party nominee for president. Establishment figures were Speaker of the House and Majority Leader of the Senate. Well, things have begun to change, I think, since the mid part of the last decade, toward the end of the Bush administration, George W. Bush's administration, and it is built through all these elections.
Right.
And it's at a fever pitch right now.
Right, and that's, I think, how we got terms like rhino. You know, those types of things started cropping up over the last 5 to 10 years. Now, I want you to look at this poll, because this is what you do for a living, and it's a fascinating one. Do people want experience, or do they want new, fresh ideas? Now look at that, Larry. Back in March, only 36% of the people wanted new ideas. Most of them wanted a proven record. Now that's totally flip-flopped. 65% of the people want new ideas. What does that say to you?
It says that people are angry and they're alienated from their party, the Republican Party, and its leadership. They believe, whether it was possible or not, they believe that the leaders should have fought and defeated more of President Obama's proposals than they have.
Right.
And so this is cropping up everywhere, as you see. Race. It's also happening, by the way, in some of the state and local races. You see it there, too.
Very interesting. Now, there's that word that happens on Capitol Hill. It also begins with C, and a lot of these people don't like it. It's called compromise. So how is this going to flush out, at least in the speaker position? Because do you have to be able to strike compromise to be able to do that role? But can you actually advertise yourself as such to actually win the role?
It's a no-win position. It's really heads you lose, tails you lose for the people who are going to be in charge. Because the truth is, of course, the House can refuse to compromise. The problem is that simply means that nothing gets done because the Senate doesn't have, the Senate Republicans don't have the 60 votes needed to move things along. And then you have a presidential veto, and you don't have the votes in either House among the Republicans to override a presidential veto. So it's really a case of compromise or stalemate. Those are the two options.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I've been asking this question since yesterday. Some people believe that this chaos that's happening right now, perceived chaos, is possibly a good thing because you need to go through chaos to actually come out with positive change. Or others think that this is just really dismal for the Republican Party. Where do you fall?
Well, I fall in I always look for, you know, the ray of sunshine, Gretchen. That's just the way I am. And for the Republicans, the ray of sunshine is it's a year and 1 month ahead of the next election. If this were the October of the election year, Republicans would be in deep trouble. But Gretchen, you know, you report the news. We move from thing to thing to thing to thing so rapidly that I don't think many people will remember this as long as the Republicans get it sorted out in the next month or so.
Very good analysis today. Larry Sabato, thanks so much.